Alright, so if you have a Lenovo IdeaPad Flex 6-14IKB and it's running really slow, here's a workaround. Alright, this isn't the same as like it's going to work back as normal, but this is the only way I've found to get your computer running fast again. So if you were to go to Task Manager and you go to the Performance tab here, you'll see that the CPU is running at 0.4 gigahertz, alright? That's super slow. So if you look here, it should be able to run at 2.2 gigahertz. That's the normal speed, and then there's usually a speed boost that lets it run even faster. So here's the workaround. First thing we're going to do, we're going to just open a web browser. Because it's slow, I'm going to pause for the parts where it's loading, and then I'll be back once it's done. Alright, the browser loaded. Now what we're going to do, we're going to type in the search bar either here, search bar here, or you can open Google, but we're going to search throttle stop. Okay, one word. There you go. So just like that, throttle stop, press enter. And then once you open that up, you'll see this tech power up, throttle stop. Okay, this is 9.7.2. Obviously, if you're downloading this in the future, the version number might go up. We're actually just going to download Throttle Stop 9.7. So click download. Depending where you live, you'll want to use a different server. I'm going to use the one closest to me, which is this one. So you just press that. I've already downloaded it to save time, but basically you're going to get the download here. Okay, since I already have it, I'm going to stop this. And we're just going to open the downloads folder. So let's go ahead and close the browser. We don't need the web browser anymore. We just need to open the downloads folder. All right, so it's going to take a while. I'll be back. All right, once you got this downloads folder opened up or wherever you downloaded it, we're going to right click this file, or if you have a touchpad and you don't have the right click option ability, then usually it's 2-finger click, and then it will give you this. We're going to extract all, okay? Oops, sorry, it's getting, why is it focusing weird? But you would click extract all in there, okay, after you right click. All right, then you'll get this window here. Sorry if you weren't able to see, but you'll just extract it wherever you want. So I'm going to extract it directly to the downloads folder, and you'll see it creates this folder here. We're going to open another folder, so I'm going to right click on this PC here. Okay, and then we're going to actually open another window, and we're going to throw the extracted folder into the program files folder. I actually already did that, but I'll show you what we're doing. Okay, oh man, it keeps loading and loading. So okay, I think I already clicked it, but basically you right click this PC. Okay, actually it opened the throttle stop folder that we extracted. So I'm going to right click this PC. And then we're going to open in new window. Then we'll have a new window with this PC open up. We're going to have to move that aside. Okay. And let's go back to the downloads folder because we don't need to open it. We're going to open C drive here. Okay. So open C drive. And now we have program files x86. So what we're going to do, we're going to drag and drop the throttle stop folder, the extracted one, into the program files x86. Okay, and you won't see this because you didn't do this before, but I'm going to basically replace those files because I already put them in there. Okay, so now we're going to close these windows. We don't need these anymore. Okay. Next thing we're going to do, I actually should have showed you how to use the program. So we're going to leave this open. Now we're going to actually open up this PC, and then we're going to open the throttle stop. So let me go to the program files folder. It's probably going to take a little while. So we'll open this back up. We'll go to this PC. We're going to go to C drive. Okay. Then we're going to go to the programs x86 folder. Sorry, it's so zoomed out. All right, and now you see the throttle stop. We're going to click that, and we'll see the throttle stop program here. So I might have to get rid of this configuration setting because I don't want it to reuse what it had before. So I'm going to throw that outside. So we're going to open this. Let's see if it starts with a new session because I did change some settings in throttle stop, and I want it to be like when you first open it. Okay, so after you open it, it'll ask you for permission. Just say yes. And if there you go. So yeah, it created a new configuration file. So the first time you open the program, it's going to give you this message. Throttle stop is capable of significantly changing the performance and heat output of many Intel CPUs. Use of throttle stop is at your own risk. By pressing OK, the user throttle stop OK. So basically it's saying you could overheat your CPU and damage it. So if you're messing with other stuff, you can actually destroy your CPU. So I'm going to say OK. You don't usually need to throw away this configuration file. When you first extract things, you're probably not even going to have that file, so don't worry about that step. Alright, so what we're going to do now, alright, I mean if you did this before, then you'll have this throttle stop configuration, and then you can do what I'm doing. But anyways, here you can see there's this little check mark here, BD Pro Chot. I don't know what that is. And I don't know what it stands for, but this is what causes the problem, I found out. So if I were to uncheck this, so right now you can see we're at 0.4 gigahertz, right? It's been sitting at 0.4 the entire time, and I don't know if it shows it here somewhere as well. Here you go, 399.07 megahertz, all right? What all we do is uncheck this, and you should see immediately 3,000. It's going like 10, it was going like 10 times the speed. Here 1.33, 1.4, 1.52. Okay, so that's what this is in megahertz. This is showing in gigahertz. Okay, so that's not all we need to do. If you want to just stop there and you're okay manually starting this up every time, then you can stop here. But I'm going to show you how to get it to run with the computer every time you start it up, so that way you don't have to manually go in. All right, so after we've unchecked that, we're going to go to options, and we're going to tell it to start minimized because we don't want this window to pop up every time we start the computer. We're going to say minimize on close, so if we accidentally do open the window and we close it, instead of closing completely, it'll just go down into the little task manager or whatever taskbar there. Okay, what else? I think that's all we need to change in here. I don't see any other settings that will be useful to us. So we'll say OK. And it already saved. You can see this BD Pro Chot thing is now grayed out. I don't think, for some reason, we can't even enable it again. Oops. Double click this if you accidentally wake up. Okay, double click a blank area if you accidentally close that and you want to see it again. But anyways, there you go. I don't know what all this other stuff, but if you change these, there's a very good chance you can fry your CPU. So be very careful if you're going to mess with that stuff, okay? Alright, so now you can see the gigahertz is fixed. Now I'm going to show you how to get it to run on startup. So we're going to close this, and as you can see, it will now stay down here in that little green icon. Okay, so you want to make sure not to close that, because otherwise your computer will probably just throttle back down again and be slow, and then you're going to have to run the program again. Although I've tried closing it before, and then I think it stays on like that setting. It stays on until you restart your computer. So if you don't enable this thing on startup, it's going to run slow if you ever restart your computer. So here's how you fix that. So we'll go to the start menu, just press the Windows key or click the little Windows key there. Okay, oops, I think I pressed it twice. Okay, so now you can see if I push this, it opens and closes just fine, like multiple times is fine. So we're going to search task, and you can see this task scheduler. If it doesn't show up right away, you might have to type in task scheduler. So we'll go to task scheduler. And in here, normally it will start as a little window, not this full thing, but I'm going to open it in full screen. Okay, so we're at task scheduler local, as you can see. Okay, don't click here. Otherwise, if you go to action, actually it still lets you do it. Okay, I don't know. Before it wasn't letting me do that. Anyways, we'll go in here, and what you want to do is create a task. So easiest way is to do create basic task. Where to go? Wake up. Oh, it's like running slow. What is going on? There we go. Here's the thing. Okay, so you can name this whatever you want, but we're just going to call it throttle stop. Throttle stop, okay. Stops CPU. CPU from throttling. Obviously, you can write whatever description you want here. You can put whatever name you want. You can put like description, stupid computer keeps slowing down or something. I don't know. Anyways, we're going to go to next. And then how often do you want to start it? You have to say when I log on. The program, it won't start when the computer starts, so you have to tell it to start when you log on. Otherwise, it's not going to work. Like, it'll try and run it when the computer starts up, but it's not going to work because it needs a user account to be running for it to start. Anyway, so it asks what action do you want the task to perform. We're going to start a program. Click next. Now we're going to browse, and we're going to browse for the program. So I already have it set to the right place, but if you don't, obviously you're going to have to browse through, go to this PC, C drive, programs, throttle stop, and then we're going to click that. And you actually want to start the throttle stop program and disable that thing before you do this, because otherwise you're going to be doing this in very slow motion because everything's going to take forever to run. So then we're going to go next. Okay, here you can see throttle stop CPU from throttling, at logon, start program, okay, and finish. After we do that, we do need to modify a few things, otherwise it's not going to work right. So we're going to go into the task scheduler library. As you can see, we don't have the thing here yet, so what we're going to do, we're going to press F5 to refresh, and now you can see it's there. So we're going to click that. And you can see there's all these other settings here. You can double click this, I believe. Yeah. And now we can see all these other options for it. So what we're going to do, we need it to run only when user is logged on. I don't think it will run the program when the user isn't logged on. So don't click this one. Otherwise, it probably won't do anything whenever you log into the computer. Right? You want to run with highest privileges because it does need administrator privileges to run that program. We're going to go to triggers. Okay, that's fine. At logon. Actions. That's fine. It's going to start that program. Conditions. Okay, so we don't need this idle thing. Start task only if computer's on it. Don't do that. You want the program to start up whether you're on AC or not, because you always want it to run with the CPU not being throttled. Although I've seen in the past on some of these Lenovo computers where if you unplug it, it runs fine, but when you plug it in, it throttles. And I don't know why that is. There must be some BIOS update or something that's screwed up. But yeah, this computer has no battery life. If I unplug, the computer will just shut off. So, but anyways, we don't want it to only run on AC power, so we uncheck that. Okay, and then we don't need any of those. Settings, allowed to be run on demand, sure. Run as soon as possible after a scheduled start is missed. So if it fails to run properly, you want it to try and do it again, so we'll do that. Okay, if task fails, you can have it try and restart it every minute. Okay, attempt to restart 3 times so it doesn't just run non-stop. Okay, and stop the task if it runs longer than 3 days. No, we want it to run forever. Okay, you don't want it to shut off the program. If the running task does not end when requested, force it to stop. Sure. Okay, and I think that's pretty much all we need to set up here. We'll say okay. All right, we'll close this up. And now for a final test, you want to restart the computer and log into your account. Obviously, we're just going to go into here and restart the computer. The reboot is still going to take a long time because the CPU is going to run throttled on the boot up. So keep that in mind. If your computer has the ability to not run throttled when it's running on battery power, then you can unplug your computer, start it up so that it runs the CPU at the actual correct speed, and then once it's completely booted up and the throttle stop starts itself, you can plug it back in if you want to run your computer plugged in. But I'm not sure if this has that same issue because I can't try it on battery since their battery's completely shot. But yeah, we'll see once it boots up. All right, I'm going to leave it running and recording so you can see that I'm not like just starting the program manually myself. I want to show that it's going to auto start itself, okay? So we're just going to keep looking at this screen, booting screen. It's going to take forever. And then we'll check the task manager or not the task manager, the, what do you call it, taskbar, whatever that little area in the bottom right corner is called. And we'll see that hopefully the program auto starts itself. We'll also open the task manager and check the performance tab to make sure that, to make sure that the CPU clock speed is running properly. Okay, so yeah, you can see this takes forever to start up, but we're just gonna let it run, and then yeah. But yeah, you can see how long this startup takes because of this CPU issue. I don't know what's causing this, if there's some bug or glitch in the BIOS or CMOS, whatever. But yeah, I don't know. I've been seeing this. It's not that common of an issue, but I've seen it at least 2-3 times now. So it's really strange, and I don't know what causes it. But my guess is Microsoft or whoever releases some buggy BIOS that doesn't know how to use the CPU properly, and then you have to basically force it to start up. So you can see it's still loading. It's taking forever. There's the startup sound. You can see so far it didn't run the program. So hopefully it will be starting soon. What is that? Location in use. Okay, well, come on. Start up your thing. It's supposed to auto start. If it doesn't, then I need to figure out what's going on. Let's open up the task manager here. Press Control-Shift-Escape. And it might just be slow because the CPU is so slow that the task is going to take a while to start up. So we'll see. Okay, you can see it added a little thing in there, the arrow. So I think that means it finished. Let's see. No? What's that? Shield? No, that's Windows Security. That's the task manager. That's what I opened. So is it not starting? Oh, no, it's running. Is that 3.4, 2.6? So let's see. Is it there now? And there it is. So it did run itself. It just took a really long time to start up. And now things should work fine. So we open the recycle bin. It has that configuration thing we threw in there. And yeah, you should be able to see things open perfectly fine. Okay, so that's pretty much it. Hopefully this video helped you guys out. I know it was a long one. Hopefully it helped you solve that issue. It's a very annoying issue, and most people will probably just give up and throw their computer away. I mean, it now has a super long startup time, but once it starts up, it's usable. I guess what you can do is if you sleep the computer, then you don't have to worry about waiting for it to start up that thing again. So if I were to just put the computer to sleep, okay, so like if I were to go in here and sleep the computer, all right, and then let's wake it back up. I'm assuming, yep, okay, all of that's still running, so it should be just fine. And there you go. And you go. There you go. All right, so that's it. Again, hopefully this video helped you guys out. If it did, make sure to like, comment, subscribe, share my channel with others so that they can learn how to upgrade and repair their devices as well. And if it helped you save a bunch of money, please consider contributing a little to the channel. Every little bit helps and allows me to continue making these videos for a living. All right, if you can't help out that way, it would help a lot if you could watch a few of my other videos and then like and comment on those as well, because that's what the algorithm likes to see. I also have another channel called It's Been Reviewed and More. Same profile picture, but zoomed in. If you could subscribe to that, that would really help me out. Thanks so much for watching, and I'll see you all in the next one. Bye.